All right, hello and welcome to the very first episode of our new podcast called the Sports Lab Podcast. My name is E Bass,
And I am Coach Cook.
and we're going to be your hosts for this podcast. We're going to be in the lab mixing up our opinions, analysis, and some betting of local and professional sports. So sit back, relax. Class is in session. Coach Cook, I am so excited to get this thing going. No one has no idea what's been happening. We are running a little bit late.
Behind time, yes, sir.
We are behind.
Yes.
We had some technical difficulties.
But hey, that's
so
behind us now. We worked that out, and it's time to go to work.
Absolutely. I agree with you 100%. So,
Right.
Coach Cook, tell everybody a little bit about yourself.
Well, to get right to it, my plan is to reinvent the process of thinking outside of the box when it comes to sports betting, locally and nationally. Here in the lab, I'm going to be prescribing the perfect prescription for your local bettors out there in the world.
I love it. I love it because I think the betting world is getting massively everywhere. And now that it's in here, down here in Arizona, we're able to do a lot more sports betting on everything.
Every app, all kind of apps, DraftKings, FanDuel, you name it, you can bet it. You can go there and bet.
Absolutely, 100%. So I'm E Bass. I'm from California originally. I live here in Arizona for about 16 years. Got 3 children, a wife, and a family. And so let's kind of get a quick rundown of what we're going to be talking about today. We're going to talk NCAA basketball. I know it's in the past, but we're just going to talk about it a little bit. We're going to go NFL draft. We're going to actually talk a little bit about the IFL. If anybody is wondering, what are you talking about? That's the
Indoor Football League.
That's right, which Coach Cook and I had an opportunity to go to our very first game.
Took part of, had a great time, great environment, got to experience the whole show.
Absolutely. And then we're going to talk NBA playoffs. There's some playoff games going on right now.
As we speak, yes, sir.
As we speak.
Yeah.
In fact, there's already been 2 playoff games that have occurred and that are done. So we're gonna delve into that. So let's talk a little bit about the NCAA basketball tournament that occurred last week, I believe, last Monday. 4 number ones in the Final Four. That has happened. That has not happened since 2008.
Was it 2008? Sorry, excuse me.
Is that significant?
No, I don't see the significance in it. I mean, things change from year to year. Anything is possible, and anything can happen at any given time. So, I don't see that being predictable.
I think the only significance
Significance
of that would be that it hasn't happened. It doesn't happen very often. And when it doesn't happen very often, people are like, what happened in the tournament? My opinion of the tournament was it was kind of not very exciting in a way. There wasn't a lot of drama. There wasn't a lot of buzzer beaters.
No.
There wasn't a lot of that stuff that you normally see in the March Madness tournament. And I think the March Madness wasn't very mad.
No, it's just enough to, grab some of the guys' attentions and enjoy the game and stuff like that. It didn't really captivate me to where I was glued to the TV for the whole tournament.
Yeah, me neither. Yeah, but there are some significant players though that we could talk about. Like Duke. Duke was supposed to be going to the finals. They obviously lost, which I think, in my opinion, their number one dog player,
Cooper Flag.
Thank
Yes,
you.
sir.
He was he kind of got messed with the big boys. He's a freshman playing against 20, 21, 22-year-olds, and I think he really hit the wall in that semifinal game and couldn't capitalize. But
I think his ticket was already punched to go to the next level. I don't know if his heart was already. I don't know if his heart was fully into the game because he already knows what's going to transpire after this game is over with. He's going to the next league. So I don't know if he gave it his all.
It's
like
true.
He could have.
It's true. You
From
never
his
know.
game,
He's
right?
already making money with NIL.
Oh, commercial deals and sponsorships all over the place.
Absolutely, yeah. So, and another guy that really stood out to me was the point guard in Florida, Walter Jr.
Walter Jr.
Yes.
Yeah.
That dude can ball. He can play, and he showed it. You know, the final game, he didn't score a point all the way up until 8 minutes left in the fourth quarter.
Which was surprising to me because, with that being said, Houston had a great chance. They had a strong hold on the game for the first quarter. For the second quarter, that dude who was that guy? He wasn't showing up. He wasn't making shots. Clayton Jr. wasn't a topic at that point. They were up 42-30 with $15 left on the clock. And respectfully, Houston just crumbled.
Yeah.
They crumbled. They got nervous. They started jacking up threes all over the place. They took 25 attempts and only made let me see here. It took 25 attempts and only made 6 shots out of threes.
Yeah.
34%.
They ran dry. Absolutely, they ran dry.
They
got the taste of their own medicine when they played Duke.
Yeah.
Yeah. Because Duke had a hard time with them at the end the end too. So, all right, moving on from the NCAA tournament. That's old news. We know the NBA draft is going to be coming up soon, and you know that whole thing's going to happen. The finals were great, though. I thought the finals were good, great games. It's always nice to have number ones play each other because you know they're going to be tight, you know they're going to be close, and so that was fun to watch.
Right.
Moving on to the IFL. Let's talk a little bit about that. How was your experience? I know we went together to the game, but how was your experience at that game we went to?
Well, remember, we went there on business initially. We went there to showcase the Sports Lab podcast. We went there to meet our guy down there on the field. But what I got was a night filled with some entertainment from all the activities that were happening down on the field, from the excitement of the game, big touchdowns, the big hits and stuff like that. We had a real good time. And side note, to watch my son, my boy, smile at the game, during the game, enjoying the game, because just before then he had told me in my ear that the game was corny or it was going to be pretty lame. What is this that we're going to watch? He had no interest in it, and to see him smile from all the activity and him enjoying getting involved in the game was special for me.
Yeah, and I think a lot of people who may be watching this right now, they're thinking the same exact thing. It's corny. Arena football, you know, it's been around for a long time, since the early 2000s.
Easy.
Even earlier than that.
Yeah.
So it's been around a long time, but it hasn't had the popularity it maybe should have moving forward. I don't know. Do you think that's something that you would go to again?
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah, me too.
I plan on following, trying to be involved as much as possible with it.
And how can you not be involved with the Arizona Rattlers?
$18 for a ticket.
$18 a ticket. They're the best team. Well, they're defending champs for the IFL. They won the championship last season on the backs of their quarterback Dalton Sneed, who he's putting up some big numbers. And arena football, it's all touchdowns. I mean,
it's all touchdowns.
They can do a field goal, but why do a field goal when you can just throw the ball in the end zone? It's high scoring,
fast-paced.
Fast-paced. It's just an exciting game. So currently, Arizona Rattlers, our team in Arizona, they're 3-0. They are atop of the Western Conference standings for the IFL currently. Like I said, they also won the championship last season, so they're defending their championships from last season. Their
yes,
title.
Sir.
Thank you. Can't get that out.
Right.
So they put up some good scores. They've 53.5 points per game, and in NFL 53 points. You don't really get that in the NFL.
No, you can't rack up 53 points like that in the NFL unless your defense is just trash. Right. But they did have a big game here versus the Gunslingers, the game that we went to and we watched. I saw a few things in there that were a little surprising to me.
I think that game, the Rattlers came out a little flat because instantly it was 14-6 by the end of the first quarter.
Mm-hmm.
They couldn't stop anybody. They couldn't hit anybody. You know what I mean? It just took a minute for them to warm up. But once they did get into the game, then the whole ball game changed. I don't know if it was the activity from the crowd, everybody hyping them up, or they had just got warm. I couldn't really tell, but yeah.
I agree because they went up by, I think they went up by 20-something points in the third quarter, and then all of a sudden the Gunslingers came back, and the final score was 63-55.
Yes.
So they were, they went up big, and then they all of a sudden were like, whoa, what happened? They're right in our back pockets again. And,
they did go back and forth. It was just a kind of a boxing match. Boom, they took a shot, we took a shot, they took a shot. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. They finally made a stand and made the separation from the Gunslingers in the fourth quarter, and again, like you said, came out on top, 65-55 with the win.
Absolutely.
3-0 now, right?
They're 3-0.
3-0.
3-0. Donald Snead is our quarterback. Ron Brown Jr. is our running back. And Jamal Miles, he's a versatile player that's contributing a lot as well. And just to give a shout out to a couple of players that we met, Omari Alexander and Isaiah Huff.
Yes,
They're both,
sir.
Yep. If you're watching, it's good to see you at the game the other day and great to meet you. So they're the defensive backs on the team. And, arena football.
Arena football, yes.
Go watch it.
Be a part of it.
Absolutely. It's fun.
It's fun. Good time for you, family, friends, everybody and anyone.
It's intimate.
Very.
And it's cheap.
Yes. And you know what? You know what's dope about that arena, too? The fact that anywhere in that arena you can sit and see everything that's going on, the activity, action, and have a great opportunity to catch free football that they was handing out, because I think they handed out like 27 footballs.
They handed out. Coach Cook and I were talking about why the arena football doesn't generate a lot of revenue, and we were joking around because they give footballs.
They give so many footballs away.
To everybody.
Every field goal got took out and walked out with one of the people some of the consumers that came to the game. They lose so many footballs. So you have a great time to get some. You have a great chance, to get some memorabilia, and just have a good time. I think that's what it was all about. It was having a real good time. They go crazy with that cannon too. Don't
yeah, they do. Yeah.
Scared the mess out of Deuce. He kept jumping every second because
every time they scored, right? Is that the one you're talking about?
Yes, sir.
The cannon. Yeah. Every time they scored, I jumped out of my seat because it was this automatic, loud, just bang, like
cannon. Yeah,
like a Civil War kind of cannon.
Exactly what it was. Yeah.
So, yep, go watch them. It's fun to watch. Moving on to the draft. We have the NFL draft coming up on April 25th through the 27th, and there's some interesting players coming out of the draft, out of the college arena to go pro.
Yes.
So let's just highlight some of the maybe the top 10 players that are going to be entering the prospect or as prospects.
Well, I guess let's jump off and talk about Cam Ward. What do you feel about Cam Ward? Where is his chances?
So Cam Ward,
where is his possibilities of landing? Cam Ward, quarterback.
Quarterback, yeah.
Yes, sir.
Quarterback out of Miami, yeah.
Yes, sir.
He's been very, very good.
Active.
A dual threat quarterback. He's got a strong arm.
So he can run.
He can run.
He can throw.
He can throw.
Okay.
Yep. So I believe Tennessee Titans, they're going to be taking him number 1 overall. At least that's what's going on in the social media world. What's flowing out there, that he's going to be most likely going number 1 to the Tennessee Titans. And do the Tennessee Titans need a quarterback? Yes, they do. Because right now, off the top of my head, I don't even know who the quarterback is.
Who is the quarterback for the Tennessee Titans? Or they could use Cam Ward, him being the number 1 pick, and pick up some other pieces that Tennessee might need.
Yeah, absolutely. They're going to put him right into the field. I mean, just like the Bears did. There's been other quarterbacks that have gone straight into action, and you're either going to be successful or you're just going to get run around, and
right.
It all depends on the offensive line.
The offensive line, and the maturity of the quarterback coming in. It's a big transition from that level to the next level mentally. And as we can see, a lot of these players out there right now, kind of unstable. Got all the talent in the world, size, speed, power, but
absolutely.
Mentally a little unstable, if you ask me. But
I agree.
What it is.
I mean, you look at like Peyton Manning when he came into the league, he was terrible. He had 20-something interceptions, and just not good at all.
No,
but
he became a student of the game. Learned how to micromanage himself on and off the field, which paid dividends in the future, in his future for him.
Absolutely. So that's Cam Ward. Who else we got? I mean, we got big Travis Hunter. He's definitely going to be a prospect. What are your thoughts on him?
I hope he gets to do what he wants to do. He said he wants to play both ways. He wants to play offense. He wants to play defense. He wants to be able to do it at a high level. I don't know if the NFL is going to allow him to do that. I don't know if they're going to take that risk.
Right.
Because that's a lot. Wouldn't it be a liability being a dual threat like that?
100,000%. I think. I mean, in college you can do that.
You can do that. Yeah.
Right. You can go both ways.
Right.
And you can do it. He had a ton of snaps. So he has the longevity.
He does, and I believe he played. I don't think he missed 2 games in college.
Right. So he's
very active.
Very, very active. So will he? I mean, I've heard some people online talking about these analysts on ESPN talking about where they think they're going to put him, and a lot of them say they're just going to probably start him on the defensive side, and maybe mix him in as a wideout on the offensive side for a few plays.
Right.
But it's not going to be like college where they're
consistently.
He's on every single snap.
Right. No, I don't think it'd be a smart business move. Put all that money out there put all that money on the line.
Absolutely.
With the possibility of him getting hurt and losing him for the rest of the season. I don't see that happening. But who knows though?
Right. Yeah. So that's Travis Hunter.
That's Travis Hunter. What about my guy, your guy, Ashton Gentry?
Oof. This man,
small tank.
He is a small tank. What do they call him? Quadzilla.
Yeah,
Quadzilla.
He's a monster.
He's coming out of Boise State.
Yes, sir.
He put up a lot of yards. He had 1,700 yards after contact.
Ran over everybody and their mom.
Yes.
No problem.
Ran through everybody.
Everybody.
So they're looking at the mock drafts out there. Ashton Gentry looks like Jacksonville Jaguars might be taking him to fill in that running back role.
Okay.
But yeah, he is a beast. He rushed for 2,600 yards. I think he was. I'm trying to remember if did he break the record for the most yards in a single season? Barry Sanders, college. I think he did.
We have to fact check that. I think he came close if he didn't break it.
I think he did, but the controversy was around that is that today's game they count the yards in the postseason. So all the bowls that they play, they count those yards. But when Barry was playing, they didn't count those yards.
They didn't count those. Okay.
So they're saying there's about 200 something yards that
shouldn't be accounted for.
Shouldn't be accounted. They should add on to Barry Sanders.
30 years later, 40
30 years later, right. So, I mean, what are you gonna do? What are you gonna do with that? So,
I'd like to see AJ either go to New Orleans, because I think New Orleans is in the market for a running back.
Yeah.
So either New Orleans or the Cowboys. Cowboys, that's a great market for him. I think that'd be a big market for him. They could use him. They can sell, and the Cowboys need some help. They need all kind of help over there.
Ezekiel Elliott, not as good as he once was.
Suffered some injuries. Me personally, I really do believe. He mentally checked out. I don't know if he's there mentally. I think that's a lot of the problems with a lot of the players nowadays. Emotionally, they're losing it.
with all the outside activities going on in the world off the field.
I could not
It's
imagine.
killing them.
Yeah, I know. Like I wonder how the Jerry Rices or the Joe Montanas or those players that were great back in the day, how they would handle the off the field management of social media, of all the money that they got that they're getting now. I mean it's impossible to really. It's only speculation of how they would respond, but I don't know. Well, it's damaging.
I think those guys back then, it's safe to say they were probably just as wild, but they had a different support group set up around them.
Yeah.
Jerry Rice, your Jerry Rices, your Deion Sanders and things of those natures. Those guys, they had a different type of support system with them. So when they got out of hand, they got out of pocket. They had somebody to pull them back in, reel them back in. I don't think these guys nowadays have that because all the guys that are around them are on the same level mentally.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and totally off the subject, kind of. But you look at the I just lost my train of thought. I don't know why.
Keep going. You look at the what? What are we talking about?
You look at like the Coach Sabans. You look at all those coaches. Coach Saban apparently left coaching because of what all the distractions with social media. They just don't do that stuff very well. And the NIL and the portal, like all those things in college football that are new to these old school coaches that didn't have all
do
that
it this
stuff.
way. No, they didn't have
and now
that.
they are, and now it's got to be frustrating when you have an amazing player that you recruited, and all of a sudden they're like, "Bye, we're gonna go to somewhere else."
Just because that big name's over there.
Just because the big name, but Nick Saban's a big name.
Nick Saban is a huge name. Yes,
huge
sir.
name. So I mean, you get the top coach in college football saying, "I don't want to do this anymore because of all this stuff that's happening."
Extracurricular activity that's going on with the game nowadays.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Well, I mean, sad to say, a lot of my friends at work would say at the end of the day, and at the beginning, it's all about money anyway.
It is, yeah. And I think it wasn't all about money back, in the 80s, 70s, 60s.
Well, it was, but it wasn't out. It wasn't out in front.
It wasn't out front.
It wasn't out front. They talked about it, in the board meetings and in the rooms. You know what I'm saying? It was very private. Right. Now it's out in the open now.
And I mean, a lot of those guys who were professional athletes back in the day, like Nolan Ryan, for example, he had himself another job while he was playing baseball back in the 70s.
Kurt Warner was working at Fry's, either at Fry's or Bash's before he hit his ticket. Yes, sir.
Right. Before he got into the St. Louis Rams, I think, right?
Yes, sir.
St. Louis, back
St.
when
Louis Rams,
Louis,
right?
Yeah.
And he came from the Arena Football League.
He did?
Yes, he did.
That's right.
Did y'all see that little connection there we tied together there?
That's right. The Arena Football League, yeah. So
Yes. So you can, side note, if you work hard enough, because some guys get discouraged because they don't go
pro right away.
Right away. That doesn't mean that it can't happen.
Right. Yep. You mentioned Deion Sanders, so let's talk about Deion Sanders' son for a little bit.
Sure, Shador.
Shador Sanders. Yes. So they're projecting him maybe to go to New Orleans, the 9th pick. What are your thoughts on Shador? Where are you at with him?
You know what? I think he was put in a system to be prosperous, to succeed. I think he met those goals. Big time quarterback, fast guy, big arm, intelligent. Again, I'm an old school guy, so all the extracurricular activity that goes on nowadays kind of turned me off from like really being involved in them. But as far as a respectable quarterback, I think he has the potential to be that once he hits the NFL. Where is he going to land? Would you say New Orleans?
That's New Orleans Saints. Yeah, it's one of the mock drafts that are out there.
Here's the problem with that. I don't know if his dad's going to like that.
Yeah, I know. Where does Dad want him?
Where else do you think Dad wants him? Dad wants him in Dallas.
Yeah.
Send him to Dallas. He can get the coaching job in Dallas somehow, some way. Boom, 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 boom. Keep the money in the house.
Wow. Okay. I like it.
Just that fast.
Just that fast. That's how it's going to work.
It could happen like that, and I wouldn't be surprised if Deion didn't want it. I mean, does want it like that. Why not go back to Dallas? It's the
go back to
biggest
Dallas.
market out there.
Yeah, go back to Dallas and coach his son
His
up.
son.
His son. Yeah.
His son, right? Yes,
Yeah.
sir.
That would be interesting.
What about his brother?
Yeah, I don't.
There was a lot of buzz that they created
Mm-hmm.
around him, but not really a lot of buzz nationally. He created his own, he picked up a camera, did his own thing, had his own guys come out to watch him or track him in his 40 and stuff like that. How do you feel about him? Where is he going to go? Where's his dad going to make sure he goes? How about that?
I think his dad's more focused on Shador right now, and where he's going to go, because I think Shador's going to have a higher draft pick than his brother. But
so Shador's the priority right now?
I would say he's the priority right now. I mean, he's in the top 10. He's one of the top 2 or 3 quarterbacks in this prospected list to go pro. So Deion's gonna do whatever he can.
Okay.
I mean, to get him somewhere. So let's go down the line of a couple of these other top prospects. So we talked Travis Hunter, Abdul Carter from Penn State, Mason Graham from Michigan.
That defensive end out of Penn State. Guy's a monster. I think he's a little undersized though, but I think he makes up he makes up the difference. Being very violent, has a crazy chop block or
no chop blocks.
No chop blocks. Excuse me. Sorry about that.
No chop blocks.
Very violent hands. Technique is pretty flawless, and he's a monster over there.
Yeah.
So sorry about that.
Right.
Go for it.
Yeah, no, and Mason Graham, he was the Rose Bowl MVP. And then Arizona. We got an Arizona guy actually in the top 10.
Oh, you're up.
Tatoria, I cannot pronounce your name. I'm so sorry. McMillan. He's a wide receiver.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, he's a wide out. He's tall, athletic. It's kind of what you want in the NFL as a wide receiver.
Yep. Big hands.
He's a good route runner.
Intelligent.
Yep.
Okay.
Will Campbell from LSU. Lineman.
Is he a talker? I'm sorry about that. Is he a talker? Does he talk trash? Is he one of those? Is he a nowadays receiver type? Does he fall in the same categories as the receivers that we have out there right now? Crazy, wild, drip, the antics, the shows. Is that the category he falls in? As far as a receiver,
I
haven't done.
I haven't done a lot of research on him either.
Copy.
So that's a good question.
Okay, I bet it's safe to say he is.
If he's
I'm
in the
going on
top,
record to say he is.
if he's in the top, yeah,
He is.
the top 10, then he probably is.
He's spoiled. Copy.
Because you got to have that.
Yeah.
You got to have those antics.
I don't know if you have to, but that's what they're coming in with nowadays.
You're right. I mean, the ones that we see are the ones that have it. I think the majority of the league doesn't have that, but I think the media and that's what they take that player because he's so hype and so loud.
Right.
And so
right.
they're gonna put him up there.
Yeah.
But not everybody's like that.
They're gonna push that market.
That's right.
Yes, they are.
So
technically it'll sell tickets, but I don't know if it will. But anyway, go ahead. Sorry about that.
I don't know either. I don't know. So Tyler Warren, tight end from Penn State, and Jolyn Walker from Georgia. Those are going to round off the top 10. I'm going to put a plug in. Do you have anything else you want to say about the NFL draft?
I'm gonna sit back and wait for it. And again, let's remind me of the date of that thing. When does that begin?
It's April 25th.
April 25th. Thank you.
Let's actually delve into our personal favorite. So I'm a 49er fan. And the 49ers, they actually have...
I just want to stop the show right there. I want to stop the show right there. And I want to apologize, ladies and gentlemen.
I know it's heartbreaking.
Technically, it is, but
it's been heartbreaking for us. The last 3 Super Bowls we've been in. I know all you KC fans are saying.
So
whatever you're gonna say about that.
So what? That's what we're gonna say.
So what?
So what?
Well, let's talk about the draft so that we can rebuild this 49er team to get back to the big game they call it.
Okay.
So we actually have 6 picks. 11 selections going into this draft. So we have 11 spots, round 1, got number 11.
Does that mean that's how much help you guys need? Y'all need that
That's
much help?
probably, yeah. I mean, we've had a lot of injuries, but we've had a lot of people leave as well.
Yes.
Debo Samuel's gone.
He got out of there.
Hargrove is gone.
Got out of
Malik
there.
Collins is gone. Leonard Floyd, Kyle Juszczyk, Jordan Mason. I mean, the list goes on. And Charvarius Ward, Dre Greenlaw. Those are big name players that were on the 49ers that did something.
That are not there now.
That are gone.
Right. So, I mean, it's safe to say, I wouldn't say a total rebuild, but you guys are going through a major rebuild.
Yeah. Yeah. But I think because we got rid of a lot of those people, I mean, the first 8 players I just mentioned, they were all trades. So we're getting something back from them. Some of them were released as well. But I'm guessing that's why we got a lot of draft picks, is because, we give away some people. We need something back. So that's what we're looking at. So I know we're looking at the defensive tackle.
Okay.
We got to replace Charvarius Ward out on the edge, and we got to get somebody on the other side of Nick Bosa. So defensive line.
Defensive line.
Yeah, get some more
y'all,
sacks.
So it's a possibility, if you looking at that right there, y'all could end up with my guy from Penn State, that defensive end over.
Yeah.
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 Y'all could pick him up.
But I think he's gonna be taken by that time. I think so.
Oh yeah, before 30.
Before 11.
Before 11.
Yeah, it'll be close. But maybe they trade down. Who knows?
Who knows?
Yep. So what about your guys? What are you guys looking at? Your Kansas City Chiefs.
I mean, we stay winning chips, so we don't really need that much help. We can appreciate whatever you can bring to the table, but we don't pick up nothing till round 1, 31st pick. Then we don't see no more activity to round 2 to the 63rd pick. But I think we're looking at a tackle. We need to pick up a tackle after we got rid of Joe Thurman. We want to reinforce that offensive line to protect Patty Holmes, because he got destroyed. He couldn't get settled, stayed running out of the pocket. So we got to get him some protection on that side. On the defensive side, key players like Derek Nade and Tashawn Wharton, have created some vacancies for some more defensive pieces on the interior. And then I think we want to, because I'm not sure, I got to double check this, but I think Kelsey, he might be leaving the game alone, starting his life off with Taylor and building his life over there with her. So,
well, I heard through the grapevine that he is coming back.
Is he?
I think so. Yeah. Do you think he would leave football to go?
Absolutely. Absolutely. That sets up his next career after football.
Well, he's already won. I mean, and he's won at the highest level.
He's won at the highest level. So. Probably top 10 respected tight ends in the game right now, even with everything going on. So he's accomplished, in my opinion, everything that he wants. It's time to go have a life with his wife.
He has. I agree. He's a good tight end.
So with that being said, we if he goes, then we're going to need to pick up a tight end out of the draft.
Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, I don't think he's going anywhere. All right,
go for it.
So update with some NBA playoff matchups. So currently the Denver Nuggets are losing to the LA Clippers by 1. It's 92-91, 4:16 left in the fourth quarter. Some finals, though. Indiana pounced on Milwaukee, 117-98. So let's go into the playoffs a little bit and talk about these particular teams. So we got some good matchups. I do want to just throw out there a couple teams who made some crazy turnaround from last season, namely the Detroit Pistons. They went from the NBA's worst 14 games they won last season.
14 games total.
14 total games they won last season.
Okay.
And now they are 6th in the playoffs. So they made the playoffs, not the play-in. They actually made the playoffs.
Yes, they did.
They had a 30-win improvement, which is the largest single-season leap in franchise history for Detroit. So way to go, Detroit.
Shouts out Pistons.
got to give props to Detroit. My daughter's heading out to Detroit in August to play some flag football with Coach Jesse. Shout out to you and all the other girls out there. So
What's the name?
can't wait for that.
What are they?
Siena Heights.
Siena Heights, the
Yep.
Falcons.
It's a good question. What are they?
What are they?
It's the Siena Heights.
Okay.
I don't know. Go look it up. I should know this, right?
Copy.
So yeah, Detroit Pistons. They're doing well, and they play at 3:00 today. They play in New York. How's that going to go, Coach Cook? New York playing Detroit.
Let me take a little look. See here at this paperwork here. Long story short, I'm gonna go ahead. Even though Detroit does have a lot going on right now, they made major improvements. They got a winning spirit over there. The coaches got the guys to buy in. I just don't know if it's gonna be enough versus New York.
Yeah.
You got Jay Brunson coming back. All the little pieces that surround Jay Brunson. I don't think they're ready for that. They should be able to put up a good fight, but they're not ready for New York.
I don't think so either. I think they'll lose. Maybe 3-2
Yeah, I can see it.
or 4-2.
I can see
Sorry,
it.
4-2.
4-2.
Yeah, 6 games, maybe 6 games, maybe 5 games. 5 games.
I give them 2 games. Yes, sir.
Yeah, they'll make 2 games.
They'll make 2 games.
Other matchups going on today is LA and Minnesota. So
Whoa.
that should be a fun one.
That's been the talk. That's been going around on social media, and other places and stuff like that. That Minnesota don't got a chance. They're giving the series to the Lakers. They're saying that.
Well,
they're saying the Lakers are going to wash Minnesota.
They might.
I doubt it. I so doubt it. I think Ant-Man and his crew, his partners, got something to say about it. If Ant-Man, I think Shay Sharp said it. If Ant-Man can focus, lock in, inherit the Kobe spirit during this time right now, I don't think LA has a chance. I think he can control. This could level him if he can get his stuff together. Ant-Man, Anthony Edwards.
Ant-Man, he's scoring nearly 27 points per game this season.
Right.
The youngest to score over 25 points, averaging 25 points in the West. So, it's Ant-Man. He's one guy.
But that's the league nowadays. Remember, it went from
The big three.
The big two, actually. Remember the big two? Okay.
Yeah.
Carl and John Stockton, Gary Payton and Sean Campbell. It went from the two,
Right.
then it went to the big three, and it's going to the big one, even though the world's not saying it. Because look at the game nowadays. It's all ISO ball. Guy catches it at the top, dribble, shoots the ball. There's nothing else. So technically, it is the big one nowadays. They're just not saying it.
I want to say something about the big one in respects to Denver Nuggets and their center. That man is putting up, averaging a triple-double.
Yeah.
He is number 2 on the assist leader in the whole entire NBA. Averaging. That's insane for a center. In fact, they're talking about him putting up Wilt Chamberlain type numbers this year. That's crazy to me.
So I guess the sad part about that is that the big guy doesn't get the love nowadays in the league. You have to really be the creme de la creme to get some recognition as far as a big guy, because that's not where the league's at right now.
Well, he's won back-to-back MVPs.
Okay.
And they're even talking about giving him again this year, which he has the numbers to do it, right? He's showing the numbers.
Okay.
But, SGA is probably going to get it, and he rightfully does deserve it. He's leading the league in points per game at 32. But Nikola Jokic is right behind him with 29.6, so he's only a couple points behind him with Giannis in between. So those three are the top 3 MVP candidates for this year. And then Ant-Man, he's at 27.6 points per game.
So he's right in that conversation.
He is, yeah.
Yeah.
He's there. He won't win it because he's I don't know, when was the last time a point guard won? Is he 2 guard? He's more 2 guard.
More of a 2
point
guard.
Yeah, 2 guard.
2 guard. I would say a 2 guard.
Right. So you look at the assists per game. I'm just going to go back to this list, and you see the top of the list for the assists per game is Trae Young from the Atlanta Hawks.
Yes, sir.
at about almost 12 assists per game. That's a lot. But he's a point guard.
He's a point guard.
He's got a dish, right?
That's the point. That's the job of a point guard, is to set the game up.
Right. The number 2, like I said, is Nikola Jokic. Number 2 with 10 assists per game. And he's smashing between a point guard and a shooting guard. And you won't see a center anywhere on that list. Maybe the top 10.
In totality, yes, sir. Yeah.
I mean, a center.
A center.
Dishing the ball like that. And scoring.
And scoring.
That's insane. And
rebounds.
He's
Rebound.
third on that list. Yeah,
Yes.
behind Sabonis from the Kings and Karl Anthony Towns from the Knicks.
So it'd be hard. Is that your winner? Is that your front runner right there?
Oh,
Or are you going as?
to win the MVP?
Yes, sir.
I don't know because I like SGA. I like him a lot.
Okay.
And I think the league is gonna. I don't know. It's tough because you get a player who is putting up big numbers,
Right.
but he's already won the MVP. Do they base it off of how many MVPs you've won, and they got to give it to somebody else, or do they truly go off numbers? If they went off numbers, how can you not give the most valuable player, because he's the most valuable player? He's on the top 3 in the 3 big categories.
Major categories, yes, sir.
He's the top 3. Like, how could you not give it to the guy? I don't know.
Okay.
But then you got SGA,
Great argument.
who's really good,
Amazing right now.
but he's not on the top 5 for assists per game. He's not on the top 5 for rebounds. He's on the top. He's the top point scorer
In throughout the league, right? SGA, yes, sir.
throughout the league.
Yes, sir.
Yep. So I mean, that's a tough one. I don't know.
My boy would kill me if I said Jokic.
I know a lot of people would say the same thing. Like, no.
He would turn off, tune out. He wouldn't have nothing to do with me if I said that. So
Yeah,
I gotta go. I gotta roll with SGA too. Then I guess.
Right. I mean, but that's my point.
Right.
Why not give it to him?
Why not?
Because he's so good, and that's the thing with sports, is that people have their athletes that they follow,
Personal favorites.
and any athlete or any team outside of that, you don't want them to win anything,
No.
especially if they keep winning. For example, the Dodgers, they keep winning. I don't like the Dodgers. I never have.
Okay.
My brother does, and his family. But I don't care about the Dodgers.
Okay.
They win, they win.
Is
and
that
they win.
because the Dodgers the Dodgers tore their tail up a few times then too, right? Didn't the Dodgers knock them out? The Giants?
No.
No.
No,
Right. So what's the hate?
The
for?
Dodgers have won one World Series, legitimate World Series.
What's the hate with
Maybe
the
two.
Dodgers? You had to go into it a little bit.
I think it's more of the Bay Area versus Southern California, NorCal versus SoCal.
That is, yeah.
So I mean, it's like the Kings and the LA Lakers. Remember that back in the early 2000s with Shaq and
Yeah.
Kobe,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then on the other side you had the old school guys like Mike Bibby.
Yeah.
Bibby is at point
Out
for
of
Sacramento
Cuba.
Kings.
Yes, sir. Yes,
and,
sir. Yes, sir. Chris Webber.
Chris Webber. Those guys. So
Chris Mullen.
I
Was it,
think
or no, that
Chris
that,
Mullen.
That
Well,
wasn't
he was
Chris Mullen. No. Was that Chris Mullen?
no, he was on the Warriors.
The War. Excuse me. Sorry. Yeah.
So Bonus is on the Kings right now.
Yes.
But yeah, so I mean, I don't know. This little update. Fourth quarter, 43.8 seconds left. LA Clippers lead Denver Nuggets by 96-95. So that's going down to the wire. It should be good. So what other matchups are you looking at for what's going on in the NBA?
I'm interested. I'm going to be involved in all of the games, but I think the biggest matchup I want to see is the Lakers and the Minnesota Timberwolves. That's the one because Everybody's been talking about it. Everybody's been selling the game, and I just can't believe that they're gonna that people believe that the Lakers are gonna smoke past Minnesota. Not even give the guys a game.
No
Everybody's like, straight. So that's the game that I'm gonna be locked in. I think I'm gonna pay attention to that. What is that? Memphis and Thunder game. That should be pretty exciting to watch. Your boy John and SGA go at it.
That's going to be good.
That's gonna be crazy.
I mean, Oklahoma City, they got bounced early last year.
Yeah.
They had the best record in the NBA last year as well, going into the playoffs. They got bounced early. I think they're wanting to go a little bit further this time. They're the youngest team in the league too.
Yeah.
So I mean, you got a bunch of young bucks that are just wanting to win.
Again, if they can keep their heads in the game, if they can leave the outside activities outside and just worry about basketball, I think the Grizzlies can handle the Thunder. If Ja can keep his attitude in check with all those antics and shooting at people and stuff like that, if he just leave it alone and just hoop,
is that your hot take?
the Thunders don't have nothing on them. Yes, sir.
That's your hot take?
I'm taking it. I'm taking the Grizzlies.
You know what? I'm taking my hot take. I don't know how hot it is because the Golden State Warriors are going to take out Houston. Golden State Warriors are on. They're on the rise. Got the best shooter in the NBA, and
Okay.
when you have the best shooter in the NBA, and you got experience too.
He's been there and done that.
You got experience,
he's
and
qualified.
they're on the rise too. I feel like they're on the rise. I feel like it's going to be. It might even go 7 games with Houston because Houston, they're good. They're the two. They made a big turnaround too. I believe they did not make the playoffs last season, so they're on a playoff high because they made it this year.
Yes.
And they're number 2. So, I mean, I don't know. It's basically experience over non-experience.
Oh, in most cases, yes.
Mm-hmm.
So, again, sorry, my bad. You were like, you said, who you were Houston, that was?
Houston, yeah. I think
Yeah.
I think Houston, I mean, they were last season they were 41-41, did not make the playoffs. They had a 19-game increase this year to make it into the playoffs. But is that going to be enough?
James Harden healthy?
I don't know.
It's a big problem if he's not healthy. If he's not in the game, if he's not active, because it's the big one. So that's the only one that you have to worry about.
Well, I think James Harden, he plays for the Clippers now.
Stop it.
Yeah.
Did I just do that, ladies and gentlemen? Whoa. Whoa.
Fact check live.
Check. Hold on. Wow.
Fact check live
That
on.
Man, been so far removed from the game and stuff
You know
like
what?
that. All this.
It happens.
It does.
It happens.
It
You get back
does.
into it.
I'm back on it.
Yeah. So the Clippers, on the other hand, I mean they're up by 1, 32.6 seconds left against Denver.
Denver. Okay.
So yeah, I'm not shocked that it's that close. They're both really good teams going in, but so there's still a lot going on. So the Cavaliers, they play the Miami Heat. Miami Heat won their playing game, and they're actually the first 10 seed to make it through into the actual playoffs.
Miami
Heat. Yep. Miami Heat. Spoelstra over there, amazing coach. Got a lot of history. Got a championship with LeBron.
Yes.
So yeah. So that's what it's looking like. They play Sunday the 20th. Boston Celtics are playing Orlando. Magic. New York Knicks are playing Detroit. Pacers, Milwaukee. They both play today. Oklahoma City's Thunder tomorrow, playing Memphis Grizzlies.
Okay.
Rockets, Golden State tomorrow, and then later today got your game, the Lakers and Minnesota Timberwolves.
Yes, sir.
And then the Nuggets and Los Angeles Clippers are playing right now. So
got a nice lineup. Plenty of things to do. Plenty of things to keep us preoccupied around the house today. Sounds like a lot of basketball going on right now.
there's a lot of basketball going on.
There's a lot of basketball going on right now.
I failed to mention. I did want to talk about one of the NFL draftees who may be getting drafted. Just a shout out to Omar Norman Lott. He is a senior defensive lineman at Tennessee. Okay. Played in the SEC. He's 6'3", weighs about 315.
Big dude.
Big dude.
Okay.
Big dude. He actually was. He's from North Highlands, California. He played at Arizona State for a couple years. Jumped into the portal. Went over to Tennessee to play in the SEC, and his numbers just rose. He got so much better playing out there, getting that exposure in the powerhouse SEC. So he is entering the draft this year. He is projected to go maybe mid-second, maybe third round. So we're just hoping and praying that he gets his ticket called.
Okay.
And that he makes it.
Okay.
Yep, he makes it. So, Omar, Norman Lott, good luck. Prayers are with you. Fingers crossed.
Omar, Norman Lott, and you said, forgive me, what position was that he plays?
Defensive line.
Defensive line.
Mm-hmm. Yep. So, yeah. Any other thoughts you have on?
Let's go. Oh,
let's do it.
We're rooting for you.
Any thoughts you have? Any more thoughts you have on the NFL or the NBA?
That for right now, I think that's going. For my thoughts, it's going to wrap up. I want to see how this goes, plays out. Let this round go by, and I'll pick you back up next week.
Sounds good.
With some more information on the NBA, some better information.
Sounds good.
On the NBA, yes, sir.
All right, so look, check out the NBA games. They're gonna be going. We're gonna be going for like another 2 months. NBA games just. It seems like they just keep going and going and going.
Right.
So, so we're gonna pick it up. What we're gonna be doing is once a week, every Saturday, 2 p.m. hopefully, and we're gonna be talking about what happened and the future, going into the future, the next week, in all these sports: NBA, NFL, IFL, some local sports.
Yes.
We'll be getting into as well.
And I think we're leaving out part of one of the most important things about this thing. We did say betting.
We did
say betting. We did say we were going to give our hot takes. I was going to give you the prescriptions that you need, and yet I haven't told anybody to go over under 3.5 money line on anything today. So with that, good catch. With that being said, on that Lakers and Timberwolves game, real simple, real basic. On our first show, are we going to take the over? Are we going to take the under? Are we going to take the money line?
What is the money line?
What is?
Do we have that?
We do not have that. No.
Let's look it up real quick.
We don't have that.
Let's look it up. So we got schedule here.
Game through.
I usually do. I usually work with as far as betting goes. I'm pretty new to betting, but I really like it. Been doing a lot of studying on it and how it even works and everything. And I'm really into. I'm really into doing it, and I think it's fun. The overs and the unders. I think. You want to go ahead? Say something.
Well, I'm straight money line, or over or under. I don't. I stay away from player props. Me personally, a lot of people indulge in that. They watch the game from a different perspective. They're more involved in the game like that to, keep up with the player stats and things of that nature and stuff like that. So they play the player props. I'm just money line. Let me get the winner and let me get the over and under.
Well, here's the money line.
Talk to me.
So Minnesota, LA. Well, the spread is they're giving LA the
ridiculous.
LA is the favorite at 190. At the money line, 190 plus 160 Minnesota.
Okay.
Total over under is 116.5 or 216.5. Sorry. And the spread is plus minus 4.5 given to the Los Angeles Lakers. So
one more time for the people in the back. Would you give on that over and under?
Would I do the over under? I would probably do the over on that.
Over.
I think it's going to be a high scoring game.
That's what I'm saying. What was the over?
216.
216.
216.5. Yeah.
Okay.
Yep, I would do that. And actually, and ESPN Analytics has the Lakers at 65.4% to win this game. That's pretty high.
65%.
He's gonna start crying.
No. Okay, so we'll take the over, and we're gonna go Minnesota.
Okay.
There it is.
Minnesota.
Coach Cook just told y'all.
Here we go.
Place your bets. Hopefully you guys come out on top and win a ticket.
Yeah, yeah. And when you're placing your bets, be responsible, please. Don't bet what you don't have.
Right.
Okay.
Rent's due tomorrow. Keep the $7 in your pocket. How about that?
Keep it in there. Or bet pennies. That's what
pennies.
I do.
Yes.
Bet pennies.
Best pennies.
10 cents, get you 20 cents.
Simple.
Fun game.
Step the process. That's it. Baby steps, right?
Absolutely.
Is that what that is? Yes, sir.
So this is the Sports Lab podcast. We're going to be out here every Saturday at 2 p.m. calling it like it is, giving our hot takes, giving some analysis, some opinions on things, what's going on in the game.
Yes.
I just want to give a shout out to all of the people who helped us get this thing going. Jeff Seeker, thank you so much for everything you've done. He's out there at Canyon View High School. He's helping a lot with the technical part. And all of our family, friends, coworkers.
Erica Brunson with the heavy donations.
Absolutely.
Looking out for us whenever we needed something. She was always there for us. Love you. Thank you.
That's right. Family at home. Really appreciate you
Yes,
allowing
yes.
us to do this. And we are going to exit the
boy?
lab and be back next Saturday.
We will be back next Saturday here at the lab. It only gets better from here, ladies and gentlemen.
That's right. Join us.
Like, comment.
Here we go.
Subscribe.
That's right. Is that what they say on these things?
Well, that's. I think that's what you're supposed to say.
Like, comment, subscribe.
Subscribe.